Hey guys, this is a quick explanation of the basics of the system. I'll just show you. Okay, so once you've joined the server, you go here in this channel, you open the rulebook link, and you go for the character creation document. This is the link to the website thing, and then this is the link for the PDF if ever the website doesn't work. I'm redoing this video because it cut off at the very end. Alright, so from there on, you'll be forwarded to this sheet, which is the character creation, and this is the PDF. Let's scroll up to number 1. There we go. Say you pick the dog foreman, you'll have this on your screen. So yeah, you just pick it here, the dog foreman template number 7. You get this on your screen. So before we go further, let's just clear up, this is not D&D. This is another system which is based on GURPS. We use the 3d6 roll under system. So what that means is, slowly show you what it is. Alright, here, so let's say you're trying to open an iron door. You have to roll strength or any related skills pertaining to that. But in this example, let's just say you roll strength, which will look like this. You roll 3 d6s, then you roll. So I got a 12. Now we are trying to beat 11, which means we fail. 3 and 4 are the critical successes in the system. 10 and 11 are the most rolled numbers, and 17 and 18 are the critical fails, and is a bell curve probability of numbers. So we got a 12. That means we don't open the door, and I guess we like hurt our wrist trying to open it. I suppose we could try again. This time we actually open it. So rolling low is quite nice in GURPS. That's what you want to do. But for damage, you want to roll high. Let's say we do 2d6 of damage. We still do 9 damage. Alright, so that's the difference between the d20, because a d20 is like 5% for any number. And yeah, let's move on. So go ahead for the attributes. These are the attributes: strength, dexterity, etc. Strength costs 10 to raise, so you start off with 70 or 110 points depending. The character sheets here start off with 70, and they get a total of 40 points for disadvantages that they could get, but we'll get into that later. Strength is for strength stuff, dexterity and IQ. I think it's pretty explanatory. Dexterity is the stat that you roll for all the combat, like physical movement stuff. IQ, just IQ skills. You can see brawling is dexterity, wrestling is dexterity, leadership is IQ, because that makes sense. And yeah, so on and so forth. HT, spirituality is, beyonder stuff. That's supposed to be 0 because this is a normal human. Okay, so dexterity IQ costs 20 to upgrade. I'll show that here. Step number 4. Nope. Step number 1. Okay, step number 1. So strength costs 10 points, and then it doubles. Exponentially. Every time you upgrade your attributes, it just keeps on doubling and doubling, and that costs a lot of points. It's only ever worth it to do this if you have a lot of the skills related to the attribute, like dexterity or intelligence. And then we move on over to the secondary attributes. So HP is related to strength, and it's directly influenced by strength. So if you were to upgrade your strength, you're supposed to get 11 HP as well. You upgrade your HT, you also get 10 FP. So the main difference for HP and HT is just hit points is just normal hit points like in video games. But if you reach 0, you don't immediately die. Then you'll have to roll your HT, which is basically your vitality. And if you do fail your roll, then at first you go unconscious, you are knocked out. Then the more you go further into the negatives of HP, because the enemy could just, like, I don't know, pound you with a meat grinder or something, an evil machine that will just kill you. You keep rolling HT, and there's like certain thresholds where you have to roll it. But if you do fail those, then you will die. That's how it works. Will is for resisting mental stuff, such as corruption. Perception is for detecting things around you. This is mostly for observation and stuff. Corruption is for just tracking corruption. Spirituality. Oh yeah, if you get a bunch of corruption, there will be certain effects, but I don't think I put that in the rulebook yet. Spirituality is spirituality. There are spiritual skills. We'll get into that later. Most notably, divination and spiritual perception are spiritual skills. FP is your fatigue points. You can use those for straining yourself and giving more effort to your physical activities, like running or something. Alright, let's move on to advantages. Okay, so advantages are like little quirks and traits and perks you could have on your character. Nope. 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 Okay, there we go. Advantages. So these are the advantages. They cost points. They're kind of the same to skills. So they're just a little thing. They don't really scale that much. They're just good to have most of the time. There's combat advantages and mental and social advantages, as well as the languages, mystical languages. Your appearance can have a certain influence on people. Social and reputation and mundane advantages, yeah. You can also even get gun licenses. Alright, so we move on to disadvantages. So disadvantages are a bit different. You may take up to 40 points. So disadvantage is different because if you take disadvantages, you get points back to spend on your character, like your skills, technique, and advantages, or your attributes, or your appearance, or languages, other stuff. But they're like mostly demerits to your characters or flaws, like from D&D. You could start off like dead broke, just have no money whatsoever. You'd have an obsession, a sense of duty. That could also be a disadvantage. So social stigma, a lot of different disadvantages you could have to fleshen up your character. Okay, then let's move on to skills. So the main reason you take skills instead of just upgrading your attributes is because there's this thing called the skill default. Here we go, the skill default. So if you were trying to, I don't know, like punch someone in the head and you don't have brawling, you'll have to roll. That'd be easy because brawling is an easy skill. See? If you don't have brawling, then you're gonna have to roll dexterity, which is 9 minus 4, because you don't know how to do it. You don't know, like, you're not trained in it whatsoever. So it's always worth it to just get the skill instead of having to do the skill default. And then upgrading it also can be super duper helpful. So let's see the point ladder here. This is how skills work. Here we go. So how skills work is you take the attribute and then you add +0 or 1 or 2 depending on how much you've spent in points. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's see an example here. I want to do accounting. So accounting is an IQ skill. What's my IQ? 9. It is then a hard skill. We look at the point ladder. Where is hard at? Hard is over here. And it starts at attribute -2. These all cost the same amount of points. They're just at a different starting point from each other. So you're going to have to spend more for more difficult skills. And yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And so on and so forth for all the other stuff here. So lifting is an average HT skill. You spend 2 points to get it to 10. Because average starts at attribute -1, which is 10 minus 1, which is 9. Then you add another 1 point to make it 2 total. It becomes attribute plus 0, which is 10. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, then we move on over to the Beyonder side of things. You can explore all the different skills here and attributes and disadvantages, advantages, and starting equipment. And there's study points, it's optional. But let's go with sequence 9. So after you're done creating your character, you will then be prompted to either you could be a normal human being if you want to do that, or you could start off as a sequence 9 and you drink a potion. Example here, let's go with Sailor. So Sailor, you just gain 2 strength, so that's just +2 here, like that. So that's a 13. You just keep count of like how much you would be getting. But yeah, +2, 1 spirituality. They're not very spiritual sequence. Then you get the perfect balance advantage, and you also get the skills involved with a Sailor. So how does this work? So there's how to read entries here. It'll just guide you through like how exactly to calculate these. But for Sailor, let's say you do have seamanship, then you just get a +3 to it. Then your seamanship would be like, seamanship is a level 1. You only spent like 1 point or like 2 points on it, because the point ladder is 2 points to make it a +1. So yeah, you get +1, then +3 equals 4. Then your seamanship will be it's an IQ, so your IQ is 10 +3, 13. So that will be level 13 on seamanship. And you write it as this. It's an easy, and you spent 2 to get it to +1. Alright, so that's how it works. So on and so forth for the different skills. Then, if you don't have the skill starting off, then it'll just be defined as this seamanship. Your IQ, you take your IQ 9, and then you do +3, which makes it 12. So you don't need to go through the point ladder for the potion skills. It's just a flat buff to your attributes and points. And you don't spend any points on the potion stuff as well. You can calculate it to say like how much is the total for this. That would help you track it. But yeah, you don't need to calculate really. It would just become 12. It's still easy. You spend 0. Now, the thing about getting potion abilities is you'd be spending for this, because what are you going to be spending if ever you want to upgrade seamanship? Well, since you didn't take it at the beginning, you're going to have to put in more effort on it. So seamanship is at easy, and it is at 12. 12 is +3. It is now here and +3. So the potion gave you like 8 points for free, but if you ever want to put it at attribute +4, you're gonna have to spend 16 points. Hopefully that makes sense. Oh yeah, also I forgot. HP, will, perception, and FP do not double incrementally. Or I mean, exponentially. They just have a flat amount at the secondary attributes. Here we go, secondary attributes. Hit points is just 2 points per level, so what does that mean? You just upgrade it. Let's say you want to get like 14, then you would have spent 8 points. Oh, no, not 8 points. What is it? 4 points, yeah. You spent like 4 points on this to get +2 HP. No, I'm actually stupid. I forgot the math. It's 13. Sorry, 13 to get +2. So yeah, it's just a flat amount. It's the same as the other secondary attributes. You see, will, it's 5 points per level. Perception is 5 points as well. Then there's the fatigue. Spirituality, it's fixed. You can't fix that. So that's supposed to be not there. And corruption, it's track basic speed. Okay, so this is the formula for basic speed. It's with your dexterity and your HT. And it's 5 points per 0.25. What is basic speed for? Well, basic speed is for your dodge, your move, and yeah, that's about it. Your dodge and your move. So we move in like tiles, and dodge is like an action you can do to react to certain things. It's an active defense. But yeah, that's about it so far. There's also parrying and blocking, but that's not too important right now. DR just means damage reduction on whatever you have on your armor. You can see your different stuff here in your possessions, your ranged weapons and hand weapons. This is the thrust table. This is what dictates how much damage you do at base. So let's say you want to like punch someone, then you roll thrust. Your thrust is 1d minus 2. That's because at 11... Oh, no, that's supposed to be 1d minus 2. Minus 1, I mean. And 11 is 1d plus 2. There you go, now that's correct. So you roll 1d minus 1. If you like punch someone in the back of the head. And there you go, you did 5 damage. So that's a lot actually. Because you only really have like 11 HP. So for a normal human, that's already quite lethal. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for tuning in. We will be discussing even more complex stuff in the future. Hopefully this recording does not get corrupted. But yeah, thank you for watching.